Well, this is Custer's last stand. Things are not looking that great for Bitcoin and Litecoin right now, but that's the way it always looks at the end. We'll have to see. Good morning. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you are here. My name's Jim, and I'm a crypto trader and a forex trader, and I'm here to help you understand this market. It's not looking good, guys. I'm just here to say, but we'll have to wait and see. The order book is still looking pretty heavy on the sell side, and things are looking to the downside. But again, we want to keep our head cool. We don't want to make decisions too carefully. Right now, we're in a no trade zone, and we need to be careful. Okay. All right. Let me jump into the charts this morning. Just going to be a quick update, and we'll just talk about what can happen. Went into some depth last night in the live stream. If you want to check that out, I did a lot of teaching as well, and so that was a helpful thing. Had some technical issues on the front end of that, so sorry about that. But on the next live stream, I hope I'll have my settings right. With that being said, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't intended to be financial advice. This is just my look on the market and what I'm seeing, and based on my experience and based on Elliott Wave principles. And if it helps you trade, fantastic. It helps me trade every day. So let's look at it. All right, we're looking at BTC. This is the 2-hour chart. I'm going to go up to the 4-hour just to kind of make it a little darker there. There we go. Kind of adjusted my trend line right here just for the what it's worth department. Got a hypothesis that this might be basically a three-wave, and now we're going to get another three-wave down to the downside, and that'll probably bring us to our end there. So potential, that's a potential. I want you to see that. We are looking at our final stand here. You can see I've drawn this channel. If we break out of this channel to the downside, it's no good. I mean, sorry. It is no good if we break that line right there on BTC. Draw that bottom trend line and on your chart and watch it. We also are reaching. We've reached the 1618 of the extension of this level. That's pretty much what a WXY does, and so that's the bottom of a WXY generally at the 1618 extension. Let me show you that. Right here, and we've bounced a little. We probably still could come down to it. As long as we bounce off of that, we're fine. If we don't bounce off of 10,350, if we don't bounce off of that, or if we just wick through it, if we don't bounce off of 10,300, then guys, it's no good. Okay, it is absolutely no good. We are heading down now at this stage because we don't know where the bottom is because it's so strong to the downside. You should not be trying to catch the bottom and enter trades too soon. Now this is going to bounce. We are going to get a bounce, but if we don't bounce off of that, then we might head down a little bit more. But eventually we're going to get a bounce. Okay. This thing won't go down forever. You know, you can see how this came down pretty good. Oh, sorry. This came down pretty good. We got a bounce, came down pretty good. Got a bounce, came down pretty good. Got a bigger bounce. Okay. So I mean, that's the way the market moves. You know, this is coming down pretty significantly. We're due for a bounce, even if it's just a short bounce, and we really need to measure those waves, guys. That probably I would suggest, just based on my gut feeling here. I can't give you financial advice, but if you got in a position up here and we get a bounce and it comes back to your position, what I would suggest potentially is that you get out of your position at break even, watch for the retrace, see if it breaks a new low, or if it doesn't break the low, because after the first wave you're always going to get a second wave before it goes up. Okay, and so get out of your position even if it goes up a little bit more. and then wait for the retrace and then enter again. That way you recoup your loss, and you don't stay in a trade you shouldn't be in. Okay. That would be a play there, a way to think about it. So when I wait for the bounce, even if it breaks, if it comes back, it'll come back to structure generally. And here's the structure. Okay, you're going to get a bounce back here to structure, most likely. We're waiting on that. So wait on the bounce to structure. Okay, about 11,000. Okay, is your structure line. Now, not sure if it's going to come back. We're not certain it'll come back. It eventually will, but not certain when it will. But you're going to get a bounce, and if it comes back to your entry, um, because if you entered around 10.6 or 10.7, that's a good entry. That's not a bad entry. Okay, that's on a black candle. That's at a fib level. Those aren't bad entries. Okay, but generally we're at another fib level right now. We're at the 1618. It's due for a bounce. Okay, and generally it'll come back to structure. So let's watch for that. Let's wait for that. Don't fret. Don't worry. Just be ready to get out of your position. Then potentially we'll measure the waves and look at that bounce when it comes back. But right now, the way I'm thinking is trade management. So I'm not the greatest position in Litecoin right now. I actually it wasn't really. I wish I could trade all the time, day trade. I'd do better, but my work environment prohibits me sometimes from making the best decisions because I'm on my phone a lot, and it sucks. And so I'm just sticking it out because I know it's going to come back, and I'm not in a horrible position. I'm just a couple of dollars off right now. I just don't like it. So, but I'm not going to cut it because I'm not sure I can re-enter later, and I'm not sure where to re-enter. So I personally am holding it, and I'm going to wait for the retrace. I'll cut it back and when I get it back. So, yeah, there we go. Sometimes when you're uncertain about where this thing's going to bottom, it's hard to know where to cut it because the bottom could be now, it could be later. So that's a psychological game that you got to deal with sometimes. And sometimes you just got to cut the trade and deal with the loss, and so that's also hard as well. So you got to deal with your psychology, and this is the time to learn. So I'm just sharing, being honest with you about things that I do and things and how I approach it, because we're all dealing with psychology. We're all dealing with the same issues, and so we understand that we're not perfect as traders. We do enter in, and our trade setups don't work out like we hope they will, and then we got to decide, okay, what are we going to do now? At the end of the day, we should be trading, and you should be trading a little less risky by waiting for bounces. Okay, and the ideal entry is we wait for the reversal where we see 5 waves to the upside that measures impulsively, and I talked about that last night, and then wait for 3 waves to the downside, and that's your entry point, and then it goes up from there. Okay, so that's ideally the way you should be entering trades, rather than trying to catch a falling knife. Now, a lot of times, again, the fib levels are good, and we get bounces there, but we're not always right. They don't always stop there. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so forgive me. All right, so yeah, that's so there's BTC. I'm steadily kind of losing hope on a bull count, guys. Had a lot of hope up here, guys. I really did. Seeing this triangle. That may not be a triangle, it just may look like a triangle. If that's the case, then we are potentially heading down more. But it's not over yet. It is not over yet. I haven't lost all hope. It's just kind of a slow and steady grind, and it's kind of grinding on us, and that's what it does. That's what they do. So understand that. Let's look at Litecoin as well and just take a peek at what's going on there. Same deal. We just broke this low right here. My count for this wave is still, we're in the 5th wave. We could be seeing a bottom here. I'm thinking. Right now, my count is this. This is an A, B, and we're making C. Looking for a potential double bottom here. And this is the 5th wave of C. So it's looking like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're making the fifth wave of C. And we're in the fifth wave of the fifth wave, I believe. So we're going to find a bottom here somewhere. Well, it's got to be before $77. So we can't break that low. If we break that low, then everything I've said is off. Any bear count is gone. So once we break, this is we're going to put a double line of death down here, because this is our final countdown here, guys. If we come down here and we don't bounce before that, it ain't good at all. It's not good at all. This is looking very impulsive. There's just, the bounces are very weak. There are no bounces hardly at all. Very hard to count. Very impulsive when waves do that. But here's the thing: when waves do that, when they do bounce, they often bounce hard. So we're going to be watching that. Okay, all right. Well, that's what I'm looking at, guys, for Bitcoin and Litecoin. Ethereum's doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. Let's see where Ethereum is here. Yeah, I mean, Ethereum's doing better. It's not retraced as much. A lot more hope to hold that. We should expect this bottom to be broken right there, but I don't know if we're going to if we'll bounce off this bottom or not. But I would expect that this should be broken, but maybe not. It's moving so slow, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's holding price. So yeah, not bad, not bad. So as long as we get a bounce soon, we're all right, people. We're all right. We're staying on this trend line so far. We're doing okay on Bitcoin. Let's just see what we get. Okay, this is 3 waves, so we should be looking for. We're going to look for another push to the downside. We're going to look for another push to the downside. It's 3 waves. It's corrective. Hopefully we get a complex correction. That would be nice to get a complex correction here. Complex correction would mean it's a double zigzag. ABC, ABC, and then you get another ABC to the upside. That'd get you back up to structure over here, and would let you out of your trade. So be watching that for BTC. If you get a push, if you get another ABC to the upside here, back up to 10.7 or something, that lets you out of your trade, and that will be corrective, y'all. There's no doubt about that. This is a corrective wave. If we get another push to the upside, it's going to be corrective. It's not going to be impulsive. So don't be afraid to get out of your trade thinking you're going to miss something, okay? Because it will be corrective. Fibs are looking at 10.8 to 10.7, 10.730 to 10.812. You might get that. You may not get that. It may just go straight down from here, okay? But if you get a second zigzag to the upside, that would be a good place to exit, okay? Especially if you got in at 10.8, 10.7, 10.6 in that ballpark, okay? I would say at the end of the day, right now, if price comes back to your entry, to exit your trade, or take the, yeah. That's what I'm thinking now. Hopefully we get another zigzag. That'd be really, really nice. Okay, hope that helps you guys. Doing the best I can to give you good information, but we're not looking good yet. But that doesn't mean we're completely bearish yet. But I'm losing steam on the bear side. We're shifting over to bull mindset. Excuse me, I'm losing steam on the bull side and shifting over to bear mentality. That doesn't mean we're not going to have a bounce, and we're going to get it. We need to be ready to trade it so we can recoup or gain some money. So we're going to be watching for bounces and watching to play that bounce. So there will be trade setups, but we're going to wait till we have some kind of confirmation. When we get it, I will go live if I can, and we'll see if we can trade that together. All right, you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. It's hump day. Let's see what happens over the weekend. Talk to you later.